welcome back. My name is Gabby Giddy and I'm just going to talk about my time in Perth a little bit, as well as the Western Australia road trip that my friend Shannon and I did. I also asked some of my friends that I stayed with in Perth and just people I met to send in some videos of things they liked about Perth, just so you guys can get a more of a local perspective and hear what everyone has to say about it. It was a really spectacular time and I'm really glad I made it over to this side of the country. So the first night that Shannon and I met up, we just explored Perth a little bit. We were right kind of where all the bars and things are happening. Kind of strategically chose the spot because it was close to where our van rental was the next morning, so we just were able to walk over and pick it up and go on our road trip as soon as it opened. So this is Ron. We're a little bit packed up right now. This is Shannon. I'll kind of put on a map where we went, but we drove quite a bit on the first day just to get outside of Perth, and some of the highlights of the day were canal rocks. This was really cool. It's just rocks formations everywhere on the beach. You could climb them and just kind of explore that. It really reminded me of South Africa. It was like a splitting image of it for me. A lot of Western Australia really reminds me of South Africa, especially near like Cape Town up to Durban, so it's just kind of nostalgic. Spent a lot of time in South Africa during my childhood, so that was kind of cool to experience that again. The other thing that we quite liked was Eagle Bay. There's just, again, this big sandy bay. People were just fishing there and it's pretty quiet. It was in this like a little neighborhood, so you like went through it. It was really pretty there. So staying the night places is kind of iffy. It depends where you are, but we used wiki camps to try and find free camp spots. On the first night we couldn't find one. I remember when Sophie and I were in Portugal, we just kind of drove wherever if we couldn't find something and just kind of made it discreet. So that's what Shannon and I did. We went onto this old property. We may have been trespassing, maybe not. But anyway, we just kind of discreetly parked our car, made sure it was pretty hidden on the road. There's actually tons of kangaroos where we were staying, which is really cool, and just left early in the morning. So that's what we did on the first night, and the rest of the nights we actually found camp spots, which was really great. The next day we went to this place called Surfers Point, where you park, it's on a hill, and you walk down to the beach and everyone's just surfing. There's a lot of people scoping out the waves. From there we went to Margaret River. We explored the town of Margaret River and then went to some vineyards, had some wine tastings and ate lunch there and whatnot. So from here we had a pretty long drive to Walpole, I think is how you pronounce it. Before we got into the city, I found that there was a campsite, so we went on this really sketchy road for two-wheel drive. It would have been fine if you had four-wheel drive. Our van was an old gal. It was really funny though, because on the way down we waved these people by to pass us because we were going so slowly, and it turns out they took the last spot at the campsite. They got out and like we were talking with them, and there's like these two German people that were there. They ended up moving their cars over and giving us a spot, and then within half an hour this mom and daughter from the Netherlands came, and they were like, can we park here? So we like shimmied again. So it was really fun. That night we had two German couples and then this mother and daughter from the Netherlands, and then Shannon and I, we just all put our tables together and just kind of exchanged stories and just hung out. It was really fun. I really enjoyed that night. While we were at this campsite, we found this huntsman spider, and it was probably one of the fattest spiders I've ever seen, but apparently they're not poisonous. The next day we ended up going into the town of Walpole and exploring that. They had these massive trees, the biggest trees I've ever seen in my entire life. We went to this place called Conspicuous Cliffs. Again, this was like a splitting image of South Africa. I think some of the photos that I have in South Africa are the exact same. But yeah, it was really cool there, and people were surfing and we were just chatting with them and seeing what they look out for. Always on the lookout for free surf lessons. From the Conspicuous Cliffs, so it was a really sketchy road. Our radio actually popped out of the little mechanism like 10 times just because the car would start rattling so much and everything would just fall off. Oh, where's her radio? There it is. Also, heads up, your insurance, even if you buy extended insurance, is not covered for dirt roads in Australia because I guess things happen so much. And I think we had a little chip in our windshield, but they didn't see it because the van was so dirty when we brought it back. From here, we went to this place called Peaceful Bay, and that was pretty cool. And we ended up running into all our German friends from the night before, so we hung out with them for a little bit. It also had shower facilities, so we showered there. And then we went to the same campsite that they were again. It was a really cool campsite. The next day, we ended up going to this place called Vancouver Lookout. It's just like a really cool lookout over the ocean. Again, everyone warned Shannon and I that Australia is big, but we're from Canada, so we're used to long drives in Canada. And originally we wanted to go from Perth to Esperance, like that's a pretty common road trip, and we only made it to Albany. There's just so much to see. Like it's such a beautiful country, especially a beautiful spot of the country. I can't really speak to the rest of it, but again, I would love to do like a big circle of the coast. But Shannon and I definitely felt that we were like rushing a little bit, so we gave up on Esperance and just kind of started taking our time more. But yeah, it was massive, and what people say is true, and I think they don't really account for that there's so many beautiful spots like kilometers from each other, so you're stopping pretty often on these road trips. So once I got back to Perth, I made my way towards my Couchsurfer's house. So I stayed with Pierre and Julie, and they're from Montreal, so that was kind of cool to again stay with some Canadians. And I hung out with them for the next couple of days, and I met some of their friends, had dinners with them, explored Perth a little bit with them, so that was really fun. After that, I met up again with Shannon, and so we did a high tea, which was really fun. That was on my bucket list. We ended up going to Fremantle that evening and stayed there for 2 nights and explored the markets. Really cool place to hang out. Shannon really loves it there, so I was really happy I got to experience that with her. Enjoyed each other's company because we probably aren't going to see each other until like next June, which is sad, but she's living her life in Australia and I'm back in Canada.
Good morning, good morning. My name is Julie. I'm from Montreal in Canada. I'm based in Perth, Western Australia. It's the morning, I just bought some fresh bread, had a coffee. Gabby asked me to make a little video to talk about Perth, to talk about her, how we met and everything. So me and my housemate Pierre-Yves are both on Couchsurfing, and we host people obviously before COVID. But we met Gabby like a few months ago. Gabby was really cool. I mean, like, she was super nice. Oh, there's a little bird there. She stayed with us for a few days. Like, she's super like friendly, super just like always like happy to do anything. Let me tell you a bit about Perth. So Perth is like the most isolated city, I think, in the world, if I'm not wrong, but in Australia surely. It's just an amazing place. I've been living here for 2.5 years. I've lived in a few places like Vancouver, I've lived in Calgary, Sydney, and to be honest, like, as you can see, like, it's always sunny here. The beaches are just so good. You're close to the whole Asia. I don't know, money is good here. Time, I don't know, just everything is good. It's like a big country town, but like a big city, and you've got everything you need really. So yeah, like, I would totally recommend to come to Australia. Like, I don't know if I've said it earlier, but I'm from Montreal in Canada, so it's a bit like, I think it's like the opposite in the world to be if you're in Perth and you're from Montreal or Toronto. So yeah, like, I'm glad I'll be part of like Gabby's video, and have a good one, guys. See ya.
Hi guys, I'm Shannon. I'm just going to tell you a couple things about Perth. I've been here for 4 months. First, I'll tell you some stuff to know about Perth. Just kind of, if you're traveling here, they have a really good transportation, like public transport system. So they have an app called TransPerth, and I would highly recommend downloading it if you are traveling here. It has all the schedules and it'll plan your trip for you. It's really good. They also have a Smart Rider card. It's about $10 or $15. So if you're here over a longer period of time, I recommend getting it, and then setting up auto reload. So I did that, and reloads like $20 from your account when you run out. And how the card works is you just tag on at the station and take off once you get off the train. Super easy. Trains aren't the safest at night, so just be aware of that. Kind of, if you're traveling alone, just be careful. Perth is really expensive, so budget while you're here. I spent a lot of money over my first month here on drinks and just kind of eating out and stuff, so it does get expensive. They're strict on footwear here at bars, so when you're going out, just kind of dress classier, I guess, if you can. Carry your passport everywhere. They don't really accept IDs or driver's license from other places, so carry your passport everywhere for if you want to drink. They have an app called DD. It's kind of like Uber, but it's just a little bit cheaper, so definitely download DD if you're here. Now we'll talk about some things to do while you're in Perth. So my favorite thing was Kings Park Botanic Gardens. It's just kind of like the Botanic Gardens, all these plants, and it's just a really, really beautiful spot to be. Kings Park looks over the city and the water, and it sits on top of a hill, so it's a really nice place. Swan Valley is also a really nice place to go. It's kind of like our wine country, lots of vineyards and wineries and chocolate factories and cider places. My favorite place there is Funk Cider because I'm not a huge wine drinker, but yeah, it was really nice. I also did a high tea there for about $30. It's really cute, and it's at the Cottage Tea Room, and it was really nice. Another place is Elizabeth Key. It's just a nice place to go by the water. When I went, there was nobody there because it was right before lockdown happened, and you can actually take a ferry from Elizabeth Key to South Perth. You can just use your Smart Rider card on the ferry, so tag on and then tag back off once you get off the ferry, which is really nice, super easy. At South Perth, it overlooks the skyline of Perth, so it's beautiful at during the day and at night. My favorite beach is Cottesloe Beach, just because it's right on the train line, super easy for me and not a long walking distance from the train to the beach. So me and my friend would go there, hang out for a bit, go to the corner store actually and order a pizza, and then take the pizza and sit and watch the sunset. And so it's a really nice thing to do. So I would suggest doing that. Scarborough Beach is also really nice. There's a trail that goes between Scarborough Beach and Hillary's. It's paved, so it's really popular for like bike riding, walking, and running. And it just goes along, and you pass like Trig Beach and a bunch of other beaches along the way. Sunset markets at Scarborough Beach every Thursday night during the summer from 5 to 9 p.m. It's really nice. Another place to go is Hyde Park. It's just super green and lush, and water, fern plants, eucalyptus. I would highly suggest going there if you're in the area. One of the most popular places if you're visiting Perth to go is Rottnest Island. It can be pretty expensive, so you'll have to budget that into your trip. It's about $80 per person, but that's including like a bike hire, so hire a bike while you're over there. I'd suggest doing the 8-kilometer loop, and then you could do the 4-kilometer after. Lots of nice snorkeling. They have the quokkas there, which is those really cute animals that like smile. They're adorable. Definitely suggest doing Rottnest though. It's beautiful, crystal clear water, the kind of turquoise water. In terms of the nightlife, it's pretty good. I went out a couple times here and really enjoyed it. Yeah, some of the bars here, the Court, it's probably the most popular one. I went once. I only had to pay $5. I've heard it can go up to like $20 a night though, so just kind of be careful and like if you don't want to pay money to get in. There are tons of bars that don't charge you to get in, but the Court and Connections, they both charge you to get in. Brass Monkey is one that does not charge you to get in. The drinks are super cheap. Those are nice. I enjoy the Mustang bar. I think it's called Mustang. Yeah, it was just really nice. It's fun. Good dance floor. My favorite night out was at Northbridge Brewing Company, and it's right beside Mustang. It's kind of like an open concept on a patio, so fresh air. Favorite place in Perth is Fremantle. It's just kind of got the best energy and vibes. Everyone's so relaxed and chill and just friendly and loving. I love it there. They have a beach there called South Beach, and you can just go and sit and by the water, and everyone kind of like brings their like musical instruments and they'll play, and then other people will join them, and then all of a sudden there's music everywhere. It's just amazing. I love it. During the summer, they have sunset markets there every Saturday night, so definitely worth going. There's lots of live music, and yeah, it's a good time. I've been out there kind of at night. It was super fun when I went. I went to a bar called Mojo's a couple times, and they have live music. If you're looking to club, Perth is the place to go. Fremantle's more for like live music. Still lots of dancing, but not so much club music. If you're walking kind of like train station down to the South Beach, you'll pass a furniture store, and it's really nice inside. I know it sounds silly because it's a furniture store, but just trust me on this, it's pretty amazing. It's like a huge warehouse and all this like rustic furniture. It's beautiful. I would definitely suggest going there. It's called East West Design, and there's also the Fremantle markets, which is like the most popular thing in Fremantle. I've been there probably 10 times. I love it. There's just handmade jewelry, food, fresh fruit, clothing. It's super cool. Those are kind of the things about Perth if you're traveling here that you should do and know. So I'm living here for 8 months, super excited about it. I've been here for 4 and I have 4 more months to go, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Sunday. Me and Gabby, we met in Cambodia, and then we met again in Australia. And we met in a town called Fremantle. It's a very nice small town on west coast of Australia. The lifestyle there is very simple. People go to the markets on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and almost every day people will go to the beach. We take a free bus called the Blue Cat or the Red Cat, and it will take you to the main spots in the town. It's not very easy for all of us during this time, during this COVID-19. Just hope everyone stay safe and be happy. Ciao.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hearing some other perspectives about Perth. I thought it was really interesting to hear what everyone else had to say. I maybe missed them a lot, and I really hope to go back to Australia soon. Next week I'm going to talk about my time in Melbourne before I head back to Canada. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.